Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT Americas Stage 1 for Week 5. My guest at this time is Vinny of Loud, coming off of their match against Evil Geniuses, in which they came out on the losing and losing 2-1 in the series and also falling 2-0-5 in the regular season for this stage. And so, Vinny, thank you so much for the opportunity for doing this interview. Like I said, it's not every day in which someone from the bench can do an interview, so I really appreciate that. Obviously, it's another loss to Loud's regular season. Just want to ask you first and foremost, what's going through your mind? What was the atmosphere like after the match?
Well, I would say we were really trying hard to win this time. Every match that we played, we figure out sometimes what we were doing wrong, what we were playing bad in the practice. But I don't know why, but in the real game, every time we try to do the same times, the same things that we were doing like bad, that we in the week were playing well. We just I don't know why we forgot everything and we were like playing really bad at the time. So I would say our weakness it's like our mental. I would say because we know what to do, but when there's some pressure, we don't perform well.
Kind of, I definitely understand that, and it kind of makes it a lot more frustrating to,
Right.
try to move on from this match, given that, as you've kind of been saying, it's kind of been happening time and again for this Loud team, starting off strong and then finishing with a loss. Pretty tough on that regard. Given what you said about that, what do you feel is the cause behind the team not being able to finish a given match?
Well, it's hard. It's a hard one because we would never know because like we lost every time. So if we at the beginning of the season we won against Crew, we had won. I don't know, we could perform so well uh, later in the championship. So it's something that we will never know.
Well, at the very least, hopefully you guys can find the solution once you guys enter into this break in the lead up to stage two. And of course, now I kind of want to focus onto yourself, Vinny. Obviously, like as everybody knows, you kind of had to move over to the a bench to make way for the Lux show. And obviously, I can only imagine how much of a difficult setting that was for you, especially at the start of this. And so, like for you, how have you kind of viewed your transition away from like being in the starting lineup and then moving over to the bench and having to like assist the team, alongside STK?
Well, it hurt a lot because I was the IGL. So in my point of view, not playing because I was not playing good, it was tough because I was trying so hard. I was doing my best every time, going to bed like over over moon noon. So I was trying really hard and not playing on the main stage. It's still hurting, but I was trying my best to help the boys. Luke Shaw is a great player. He's a great individual. He likes to hear to listen to us. I can approach him and say, "Look, you did this wrong for me. If you play in this way, you will prefer you will perform well, better." So he's a great guy, great person, and he's paying off. He tries so hard playing the game, and I would say and being bench it was me trying to figure out what I can do to help the boys and to help the STK on the stage. So every time, like in the tactical pause, I was trying to figure out some defaults that our opponents were doing. So I would say I was trying my best to help in the tactics and these kind of things.
I had a chance to talk to one of your teammates, which is Tuis, the week before, and he mentioned about how, like, as a result of you moving over to the bench, you had to kind of like find things to do, as you kind of been saying. And one of those things that he pointed out was just sort of you helping Pancada get used to being the IGL, and like just kind of like letting him know like, oh, hey, this is what you're supposed to do, this and this and that, and while also like letting him do his form of IGL, his form of calling.
Mhm.
Obviously we kind of saw like a potential for that, and also Pancada performing well individually speaking. um what has been some of the biggest thing that you've been kind of teaching him in regards to the IGLing?
I would say the time the game is like my point for him it was like he trying to understand how his an opponent like a IGL like he today he was playing against nature. How does nature most of the time think? So I was like showing him some defaults, sometimes some stuffs that he normally do, like on hard matches. So I was trying to say like him to think the way nature or whatever who he was playing to try to understand what like he is doing right, what's doing wrong, like how does it affect like we are hitting the right side, like the weak side, and we are losing like the post plant. So it was a good call to him to understand like he cannot like uh, uh, right like acertar tudo.
He won't he won't get everything right.
Yeah, so when he feels like it's he can call like a perfect tactical, but if we lost the game, like the match, it's not his fault playing. So it's not his fault saying the call. So for me, it was like it, it was like that.
Mhm. And like as I mentioned before, with this team kind of like finishing 0-5, it kind of like um makes people believe that Loud was always terrible, but in that regard is not really true. You guys have been able to play very close to nearly all of your opponents in this stage, and it kind of
Yeah,
like makes it deceiving, for people to like look at the
yeah.
record and think, oh, Loud is like this and this and that terrible team and all that stuff. And obviously, you were part of the team in the lineup, early on in this stage, and so you kind of already have some experience in that regard. Looking back onto Loud's performance in stage one, what do you feel has been the biggest strength and weakness that this team has shown in that time frame?
I would say we are a team that people don't know how we will play. Yeah, like if we face another opponent like next week, they don't know how we would play. So it's like our strength, I would say, and our weakness, I would say, is like our mental. Most of the time, we are winning the game, and we don't know how to approach the way, like the right way. We play too scary, too afraid of doing things, and we got punished so much because of that. So I would say it's like that. At the end, people will not like understand these points. We will like just see the results because we are 0-5. Unfortunately, we like played so well against a lot of the teams, but at the end, people will only see the 0-5 as you see.
Well, for sure, and hopefully this team can improve and at the very least, start off much better than what we saw in this stage. I kind of now want to move over the focus onto yourself, Vinny. I remember in our previous conversation, which was probably at the beginning of this year before the start of kickoff itself, and I kind of asked you about like the perception or more so playing with the pressure of like being Loud's newest IGL, and obviously we saw flashes of potential, for this team to do well in kickoff, and then we kind of know the story of what happened from that point on up until this current point. What I want to ask you, most importantly, though, is how do you kind of view the pressure, from the start through now of just playing for Loud, and how, and also do you feel like that kind of pressure affected you in just sort of like the struggles of you trying to be an IGO and trying to perform usual?
I will answer in Portuguese because it's like a lot of things. Admir. Bom, primeiro eu diria que, cara, ser engenheiro da Loud foi algo que no início eu não senti nem um pouco pressionado. Eu senti mais um pouco do peso da sombra do side hacker para performar. Mas eu diria que com o passar do tempo, talvez eu possa ter ficado um pouco incomodado assim com certos comentários, mas no início não me afetou. Eu acredito que mais pro final agora, as pessoas não verem o valor que eu tenho como capitão, possa ter dado uma chateada assim no meu jogo. Mas do início ao final, cara, eu tentei ao máximo como capitão. Foi difícil mesmo esse período. No início, dificilmente eu acredito que o pessoal ia imaginar a gente terminando 0-5 depois do que foi o kickoff. Então, pra mim diz muito do que foi mesmo. Acho que foi o maior período assim de estresse que eu tive na minha vida. E saiu melhor como pessoa e muito satisfeito também como profissional com as coisas que eu aprendi. Você pode usar do jeito que você quiser. Pode, vontade.
You know, like when I stepped in as IGL for Loud, it was like kind of nervous, you know, because I was, you know, stepping in after Sad Hack. You know, but that was the thing, you know, that was what made me nervous. And then I started playing, and you know, as time went by and things were happening, you know, a lot of I wasn't really, I was feeling good, but a lot of the comments started bothering me, you know, about my leadership and everything. Like, people don't really know how we play, but you know, the results are there. So um just 1 second.
Uhum.
Tem tom meio.
Cara, não, eu diria que eu não sei qual vai ser o futuro mesmo, mas que eu tô satisfeito com tudo que aconteceu como jogador e como pessoa por tudo que eu aprendi nesse primeiro split. Foi muito bom pra mim.
Yeah. So you know, I just wanted to say that since the beginning, I was always doing my best, and you know, I learned a lot during this first split. I I am a better person now. I'm a better a player, a better professional. Um, you know, it's, of course, like, people won't will only see the results, but we were there. We were doing our best, and you know, there are things that bother me, but I was here doing everything I could.
Of course, definitely understand that, Vinny. And with that said, hopefully this team can improve in stage 2, bounce back with a much stronger version of this. And of course, hopefully you can contribute to the team to the best of your abilities, either within the server or even outside of the server. So that's it. I'm gonna wrap up the interview right here. Vinny, thank you so much for the opportunity for this conversation. Really do appreciate it. And of course, best of luck goes to you in the future and into stage 2.
Thank you, Romero. Nice to meet you.